Rev up your engines!
Test tube baby, says Scotty. I love your channel. I bought a set of wheel spacers for my 2017 Volkswagen Golf. I'm in the UK. The spacers have flushed the wheels to the edge of the wheel arch to give it a bit of an aggressive loop. What do you think? Nah, I don't believe in any of that. You got a vehicle, you got wheels, they're bolted on, solid part. You put another piece in between, you're asking for problems because you're moving things out, you got an extra piece, things might come loose. And of course, the Germans designed those things for a certain wheelbase. You start changing the physics of it, the actual distance between them, you're going to make the cornering worse. It can affect how they ride. Now, they're small, so it's not a radical change, but it's still somewhat of a change. I am never one for form over function. I don't care the looks that much. It's how does it work? And if it works and lasts, I'm a happy camper. You're going more for form and not function. If you want to do it, go ahead. Make sure you get them on tight and they're not going to come off. That's one thing. I've seen here in the States, kids will put these big old spacers, the wheels are sticking out, and then wham, they go flying off one day when they hit a bump. But it really doesn't serve any actual purpose other than look. So I'm not a fan of that stuff myself. Bloodrun3 says, I got an 07 V6 Mustang, 145,000 miles. Not much wrong, but leaky valve covers. Had it for 2.5 years, got it at 120,000 miles. I was looking for some input. Should I sell it or should I drive it? You didn't say what you paid for it. Now, 120,000 miles isn't that much on a V6 Mustang. People don't beat them like the V8s. If it still runs good, heck, I'd keep it because, let's face it, if you got a 2007 V6 Mustang with 145,000 miles on it, that's what? A 14-year-old car now. You're not going to get much for it. You might as well just drive it around. Who knows how long it's going to last? Always be logical with cars. Just leaky valve cover gaskets, change them. It's not that big of a deal on a V6. Do it yourself. Watch my videos on how to do it. As long as it still runs, it's still a good-looking car. What the heck? Keep driving around. That's my theory with cars. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. And if it still runs good, and you look at the value of here's what it's really worth, and if it's not worth much, keep driving it. They claim that if you buy a car in the United States, that you're going to have to lose about $3,000 a year between depreciation and the cost of upkeeping the vehicle. And if it's $3,000 a year, hey, if that thing lasts a couple more years, there's $6,000 you saved. And, you know, you're not going to get anywhere near that for the car if you try selling it, so what the heck? And if something does go wrong, big engine or tranny, then you just get rid of it. You look at, hey, here's what you put in it, here's what you might have to put in it. If you don't have to put anything in the near future, keep driving it if you can't sell it for much. Shady500 says, Scotty, is it a bad thing if I turn off my car if the AC is still on, or should it be fine? Now, you shut stuff off, doesn't even matter. Now, way back in the day, people would say, always turn your AC and everything off before you start your car, because it might get damaged. Well, back in the olden day, it was true to a very small amount, but modern cars, and I'm talking about cars made in the last 30 years, you can even have it on when you start the car, because all that stuff is run by relays, and the relays are safety devices, so you start it up, it doesn't send a voltage surge to the AC and destroy it, because there's a relay in between. So you really don't even have to worry about it. Now, if you're really cheap and you got a junky old worn out battery, yeah, you want to turn everything off before you start the car to make sure that it'll start. But other than that, it really doesn't matter these days in modern cars. Calvin168 says, I got an 07 Hyundai Elantra automatic. My car wouldn't shift to park, so my brake lights weren't working. So I got a brake switch, $12, and put it on, but the brake lights stay on. What is wrong? All right, well, I'm assuming the brake light switch you got is okay, but here's something that happens all the time. And you might not have thought. Get a flashlight, look closely. On those cars, the brake light switch, when you step on the brake, that engages the switch and makes it work. Here's the problem. How they work is, it's generally not the metal of the brake rod. For some reason, I don't know why, they make them with a hole with a plastic insert. And what happens is the plastic insert often breaks. So even you put a new switch on, the switch is going through the hole because the plastic isn't there. And if that's the case, you see the hole there. What I do is I get a little piece of metal and then I get some JB Weld Quick epoxy and I epoxy it up on the brake pedal so that covers the hole. And then it lasts forever because it's metal, not plastic. Now, if it is your switch and not that, look for the hole. You'll probably see the holes there. But if the hole isn't there and it's still plastic's on it, see if power's going to the brake switch with the brake not on and no power's going out. And if power's still going through, they sold you a bad brake switch. Get another one somewhere else that wasn't that cheap. I'm sure you bought it offline because $12 is pretty cheap, but odds are it's got that stupid hole and you can just plug it up with a piece of metal, some JB Weld epoxy. Daywalker says, I got a coworker who's looking at buying a used 2019 Camaro ZL1 with a manual or 2019 C7 Corvette with a manual. I'm not familiar. They're low mileage. But what do you think? Of course, it all depends on the price and stuff. If he likes cars, the Corvette is more fun to drive. Plus, the Corvette will hold its value a lot more. They say they're not going to be making the Camaros after a certain year. Their resale values aren't that great for the late model stuff. The Corvettes hold their value much better than the Camaros do. Now, on the other hand, what's he going to pay? If he can get the Camaro a lot cheaper than the Corvette, maybe he wants to buy something that he isn't going to have to pay as much money for. He's not looking at it as a collector's item, just something to drive around it. But if he is looking longer term, definitely go Corvette because they hold their value better. A lot of people like them. The Camaros, they never hold their values all that well. The only Camaros that are worth anything are old, 60s ones that were real rare because most of them got wrapped around trees and hardly any of them are left, or they rotted away and the frames are gone. So any good ones that are in California or Texas or New Mexico or Arizona where it's dry and they don't get salt in the winter on the roads, there aren't that many of them left, so they're worth money. But the later model ones, they never really were that much collector's items. With the Corvettes, hold their value a lot better. And they're more fun to drive, really. Well, check out these new Honda concept cars. They had the Tokyo Auto Salon. It's an auto show, and it's virtual this year, so you can look at it virtually here, too. They're redesigning the Honda Fit. This one's called the 2022 Fit E HEV Crossstar Custom. As usual, the Japanese need some help with their names, Come on, let's get a little more interesting things that roll off your mouth better. As you can see, it's a crossover, but a tiny crossover. You're looking for a tiny crossover, they make those things. Maybe kind of interesting, but I really find this N Van Custom is a really cool-looking van, It's kind of like the old VW microbus, only modernized. Little top rack. The side doors are always handy for getting in. They're suggesting in their picture that people can use it for a little food truck on the beach to serve food to people. It's a cute striped awning, red and white. It's a cute little thing, I gotta say. They come up with some pretty interesting concept cars. That's the thing I kind of like about Honda. It's not like some of the American ones are these futuristic things that are really gaga looking. They never actually build the things. You can see them actually building these things as time goes on because they look like they make quite a bit of sense. And they're cute, but they're practical, and especially with that N Van Custom, it's not that far off from the stuff that they're building now. Well, it looks like the 2022 Maverick is going to be an actual true compact truck. It's not going to be a car like the original Maverick. It's going to be a smaller pickup truck. Now, it might confuse some people because it's going to be a unibody truck. It's not a classic frame and then body on frame, because if you don't know a little about history, all the Mavericks, all the Mustangs, they're all unibody construction too. They didn't have any actual frame. That's why if you buy a used old Maverick or old Mustang, you better check underneath, because if the bottom is all rusted, the unibody frame's gone, the vehicle's worth nothing, you don't want to buy the thing. It makes them cheaper to make, lighter weight. So it looks like these Mavericks are going to be a unibody frame setup. Now they said they're going to sell them for $19,999, under 20 grand, but I'm sure it's going to be more than that when they do finally come out in 2022. They haven't started to make them yet. They're saying the second half of 2021 they're going to debut them. Now from the spy photos I've seen, they look kind of like the Bronco Sport. So it might end up being just like Honda, where the Honda Ridgeline and the Honda Pilot share a lot of similarities to them on their frames and engine and everything. They generally don't start from scratch and build something from nothing. Now, nobody knows what they're going to put in, but they might be putting those 3-cylinder turbocharged 151 horsepower as a base engine, and the more you pay, bigger engines will be involved into it. I mean, it's got the name Maverick, so somebody at some point in time is going to want to throw a V8 into one of those things. When they come out, we'll see what happens. But I know Americans, and they're going to say, it's a Maverick, let's put a V8 engine and see what it does. But it is going to be probably a true compact pickup truck, sharing a lot, I'm assuming, with the Bronco Sport, because that's new, and that's, same thing, that's unibody too. So we'll see what happens. But they say the second half of 2021, they might have these things out. So, hey, I used to own a Maverick, 1970 Maverick. I want to see what these things are like. Scotty 64 says, I got an 08 Chrysler Grand Voyager RT in Australia. I found a stabilizer mounting point is torn off from the front cross member. Does anybody know how to weld it on a car? All right, here's the problem. Most guys don't want to mess with welding on a car with everything on there because they're worried they're going to start something on fire. But you are in Australia, and there's some pretty open-minded people there, from ones I've met, that if you find a good welder that's got some big, thick, heavy welding insulating mats and he's willing to put them in there, take it to him. Let him see if he can weld it back on. Welders, they're going to want you to take everything apart and get it all off so they can try to weld it on without starting the thing on fire. But there's a lot of good welders out there that like a challenge. So, especially out in the outback, when they're stuck in the middle of nowhere, you might find some pretty good welders out there. They got to fix something or they're stuck. So, you meet anybody from there, I'm sure you can find somebody that'll do that welding if you talk them into them, buy them a six-pack or something when they're done. Just wait till they're done, not before, or your van might get burnt down to the ground. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.